All right, welcome everybody. It's our second social media action party. I'm Christina Amon. Excited to be here with you all. And really, I wanted to kick us off today by sharing, opening our voices, sharing with each other, celebrating wins. So when I say a win, I mean anything from that happened in the last week since last time we met, whether you were here or not, anything that happened this past week that to you is a win in your social media journey. And a little background too, if this is the first time you're coming to this call or first time watching this replay, why am I doing this? You know, why are we doing this social media action party? We are in such an amazing day and age in the network marketing industry that we have this tool. It is epic. You know, the old school network marketers had to get on the phone and call every single person they wanted to reach. And we get to do some of that. And then we get this broad sweeping opportunity to reach people whose phone numbers we don't have and would never otherwise have, through this amazing platform that's full of visual, audio, video, art, poetry, collaborations. Like, it's epic, you know. And this is coming from like an anti-technology, anti-social media former background. So I'm embracing the platform and the tool that it is, especially for a home-based business. Oh my goodness. Or a stay outside. I love that term. Some people say, stay at home mom. And then I've heard people saying stay outside mom. Like, yes, stay outside mom. And we can be outside. I'm actually sitting in front of a garden. French doors are wide open into the garden here. So I'm sort of outside. We are going to sit here first and open the call by celebrating, because it's a learning curve. So you heard from me. I was like, social media. And now I've gotten to a place where recently in my business, I looked at my social media and I was like, I don't love it. I don't love what I'm putting out there. And if I'm not loving what's on my Instagram and Facebook, that's going to be a block. That was a block for me inviting prospecting up, right? People that I look up to, like people that I want on my team, people that I want to be my leaders. That was energetically and logistically blocking me from wanting to invite people to land and come and see what I'm all about, because I didn't feel like it was a representation of the leader that I want to be, that I'm stepping into, that I am. So I had to catch my social media up with where I'm going. Does that make sense? Drop a 1 if you're with me, and drop a 2 if that's you. If you're like, yeah, my social media it's not as badass or crisp or beautiful or powerful as I want to be showing up as. So, okay, cool. So we got some 2s and some 1s. So you're getting me, and there's people who are in that boat of like, and I noticed so I first made the decision, like, okay, I need training. Like, I need to learn how to do this thing. I need to take a course. And then boom, right there, Sarah sends me the link to the Tori Washington. And it was just, you know, I could have gone out there and sifted through all the millions of Instagram, but that's the way it works, right? You put it out there in the universe and you get like, she's the one that I resonate with. Of even all the little like ads and stuff I've seen, I'm just like, yes, this woman is speaking my language. So I started doing the course, and honestly, I haven't done much. It's more just tapping into the concept of I am taking charge of my social media. This is an aspect of my time management in my business to really craft this to where I can feel proud, to where I can be like, I can't wait to invite that person and that person and that badass and that person to come and see what I've put together, right? That's an amazing feeling. Drop a 3 if you know that feeling. If you're like, yeah, I'm loving what I'm putting out there and I want people to come check it out. Beyond Purium, but just because we are finding the people that we are co-creating this paradigm shift with. Like, drop a 4 if you're with me on that. It might be a little esoteric, but the idea is, and if you were on last week's, training, we talked about how we as entrepreneurs, social media is very many people's only media outlet. It is mine. I don't go on the other channels. So whose voices are being amplified in people's news feed, what they're consuming, how they're understanding our fastly evolving world. I want it to be mine because I got some really good things to say. Drop a 6 if that's you. If you want to be heard and seen to help get the truth out, to inspire people, to open up, to empower people, to wake people up. Like, if you want to be that person, then this is our tool. This is it. This is it. It's awesome. So, okay, cool. Great. I'm glad to see people are with me on this. So let's celebrate our wins because we're all at different stages of our journey. I want to hear from, just anybody who wants to share. And I'll start first. My win is I did my first IGTV last night. Woo! So it's a win for me. Number one, I do get like a technology block. In the past, I've had a technology block where it's like when it's something new, like I start to shut down and I don't want to do it. And there's like resistance. I had to Google it. I had to be like, how do you, and I found out it's an app. Who knew? You have to get a whole new app. IGTV. I didn't know that. Probably a bunch of people here did. So, and I also get overwhelmed with choices. I'm like, do I do Facebook Live? Do I do Instagram Live? Do I do story videos? Do I do IGTV? Do I do Facebook Live and then save it to my IG? Like, I was just like, if you can relate, drop a 7. I'm like, there's too many choices. But what I've done is, I'm watching other people that I respect. And I'm like, they're doing IGTV. Okay, I'm going to do an IGTV. Plus, it was really nice because I got to just film it to my camera at my leisure in my own timing. I didn't have to deal necessarily with the live aspect. And it was cool. I'm just like, okay, stepping into a new thing. So, no, I didn't do it on Facebook. I'm actually now kind of playing around with like, I think I'm going to do different things on Facebook than Instagram. So anyway, that's my curve. That's my win. I learned how to do IGTV. Oh, and I'll tell you my other block to doing videos because I get ideas for videos all day long. Write them down. If you're like that, if you're like constantly getting ideas of things to share, write it down. I don't necessarily always do that, but it would be a good idea. I had a block to videos because like I'm aging and I have wrinkles. I know, right? It sounds silly. I see all these like people in their 30s who are just looking so good and, whatever. It's all just ego stuff, but it was keeping me from just like doing it whenever. But then I also realized that's just an excuse. And what's keeping me is just, I haven't created the habit. So my IGTV, I'm in the garden. I'm like, you know what? The lighting is epic. It's sunset. I'm in the garden. I'm in my element. I'm getting something done. I'm not, this is like, it's like a nice use of my time. And I was inspired in that moment to share something and boom, it came together. So that's my win. No. And yeah, you're with me, Leah. Yeah, you are looking good, Steph. And who cares about the wrinkles? Geez Louise, we already know that the beauty shines through our eyes and our energy. And, I know all that stuff. So the key is get juiced up from the inside and then go out there and share your heart. And guess what? I made my video and you could totally see all my wrinkles and I didn't care. Like, I'm like, actually, that looks really cool. Like, I'm totally fine with it. So that's my win. And I want to open it up to hear anybody else who wants to just shout yourself out, celebrate.
Okay, Christina, I'm so glad you led with that. That was fantastic. Because how many listened to Leslie last night? Did anybody go on and listen to Leslie? Did you catch it? If you didn't, you've got to watch it. You've got to watch it. But anyway, Christina, I've had so much trouble with social media because I am 66 years old and it moves faster than I do. I don't understand it. And I got the biggest kick out of it because I was watching what you've been posting, and Dana and everyone, all these happy shots of the family and pictures and everything. And if there's one thing I want to celebrate at 66 is that my skin is changing and that there's different effects I'm getting from Purium, you know, without saying Purium. So I've started posting those pictures, and I've noticed that people respond to happiness. They respond to happy, happy. And that almost can sell, if not sell, but share more than anything. And it just gave me the courage to keep doing that. So I wanted to share that. The business follows when you have a happy heart.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I definitely, I've definitely witnessed that pictures of smiles definitely speak a million words. And what I want to say about happy is we do not have to be happy, happy all the time. What really, really, really sells, what stories really land with impact is when you've moved through challenge and found the solution and found happiness because you moved through the challenge. Not because you just wake up every day and there's no problems and you're happy, but because you earned your happy. That's what people really want to hear and see and get inspired by. Any other wins?
I have one I can share really quickly. I love the assignment that you gave us at the end of last week's social media training, where we find 5 hashtags that we like and then just scroll through and look the pictures and just loving up on people. And I've been doing that, and it's made for conversations just to be so much easier. And I have 2 people that are pretty interested in the business and, want more information and whatnot. And it's just like you had talked about the other day about squeezing, trying to squeeze things to happen. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it roll. And then there was also that quote that Sarah had that the UBT should be easy. And I'm like, it should be easy. I'm not going to try to force anything on anybody. These people are coming to me because I'm loving and I'm leading with my heart. And I really understand that now. So that's my happy takeaway.
Dang, Camille, your whole frequency has changed. I feel that from you. You're owning it and in that place of it's coming to me. I can really feel that in you. So congratulations. That's awesome. Anybody else want to share a win? These are great times to practice using our voice, which is often the first step to going live on social media. So I encourage people to share because we don't get to do that on the big masterminds. So
I'm going to share a little something.
Hey.
Hi. Thank you so much for holding this space. But my share is rather personal, but it's a big win. I have to give so much gratitude to Leah for helping me have this breakthrough. And this may resonate for some and maybe not for others. But anyway, what happened for me is I've been having a lot of blocks around being super vulnerable on social media because of my relationship with my husband and his work, and just that he's on social media and how much do I really want to say about the struggle, and right, so it's just been this delicate situation that I've been approaching. And I found a way to make a post of just total gratitude and appreciation for all that he's doing and really honoring him, and then leading into, and I also want to rise to these times and find a way to support my family, and spoke to the business all in one post. And I was super nervous about it, and I didn't know how he would respond. I didn't get his permission or anything, and he thanked me for it. And that was just massive win for me. And it's a step in the direction of bringing this more into my family, as you can see, and it not just being this thing that I'm doing on the side. Okay, sorry, teddy bear face. But yeah, something that is incorporated and connected with my family, with my why, with my husband. Anyway, that was a big breakthrough. So Thanks for listening. Love you all.
Yeah, Leela. Awesome. Super congratulations. Yeah. I mean, you know, the relationship with our spouses is a whole realm of, you know, and especially with the social media, I can totally relate to that. So I really feel you, and congratulations on that. And congratulations for just finding a way to stepping into and claiming our business, because that's true for all of us. All of us have usually that point where we're like, I'm doing this thing, whether it's like standing up for being in network marketing or, you know, whatever it is, just that moment is so empowering. So yay, give Leela some love. That's awesome. So, okay, thanks for people sharing your voices. If anybody has another burning share, let me know in the comments. And otherwise, I wanted to transition us into getting into action. And so what I wanted to put out there today for, so if for those of you who are doing the Tori Washington course, her main premise is just be a channel, like connect to your source of, like a muse, you know, connect to your source where it's just coming through you, whether that's like doing a dance party or yoga or music or, you know, whatever your thing is to get you in that place where you're aligned and connected. Then let what comes through you to be the content that you provide, because, and trusting that's exactly what people need to hear, instead of thinking like, what do people want to see? How can I get likes? How can I, you know, like, instead of using the head to navigate it, it's like letting the intuition and, you know, spirit conduct our content. And I can tell you that having since made, I mean, I was already doing that a lot, but I was also doing a lot of the heady stuff. And I would always see the difference, like night and day, about what content people gravitate towards. So give it up to Spirit. Spirit provides better content than I do, apparently. But it was hugely relieving to be like, thank goodness I got enough on my plate. Like, I'm a mom here. Thank you, Spirit. You can do all my social media for me. Right on. And since that, it's been huge time saver. I don't sit there like drafting the whole manuscript and poring over the edits and all like, I'm just like going about my day, and then I'm like, boom, idea. And I either have time to like draft it. I stopped caring about algorithms. I used to like, you know, try to only post at the certain right times. And maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Maybe Facebook, it's more important. I don't know. But yeah, Spirit provides when we get out of the way. And I'm just like, I have an idea and I have 10 minutes. Like, I can craft an epic post in 10 minutes or less. And I trust that. And I just find the visual that captures me, and I just go and I do it, and boom, I move on. Same thing with stories. So we're gonna get into that right now. How do I do it that fast? Spirit, baby. And practice, just like getting into it and just doing it regularly. So drop a 8 if you are posting every day. Who here? And drop a 9 if you're not, if you're more of like and more intermittent. And that can be stories or posts or lives, whatever. Okay. All right, so some 9s and some 8s. I will tell you that when I get in the habit of posting every day, it makes it easier. It's like everything, right? Like it's momentum, and it's a feedback mechanism when we're in there. And it's also an algorithm thing. If you're in there regularly, you become somebody that people are like, oh, you know, and they get the thing. Christina just added to her stories. I'm like, ooh, I want to see what she put up. You know, because I have people I have people that I'm like, ooh, I want to see their stories. So you too have people who, when you're consistent and you're that one that's continually providing content, that's what people want to see, they're going to keep going to you. So it's a spiral thing. The more consistent you are, the more you get looked at, the more people build trust, the more you learn. Like Leah was saying, how do you do that so fast? It's because I'm doing it all the time. Like I've just gotten, and again, I'm stepping out of the way and let spirit guide it. They're not always 10 minutes. I mean, sometimes I take longer, but the best ones happen fast. And definitely not always about Purium. No, I'm not. It's me. I'm putting me out there. All the layers of me, all the kaleidoscope of Christina. How long should a Facebook post last? 3 minutes. Do you mean a video? Or how long it takes to read it?
No, like a video, Christina. I get,
a video.
Yeah. Is it better, did she say, is it better to crop it at 3 or 5 or something?
I don't know. Google it. Rita? I don't know. 3 to 10. I mean, if it's good, people are going to watch it. I would say go with more of an intuitive feeling. Like if you're in the flow and you're feeling it, it's probably good. I think more than 10 minutes, it better be damn good. That's just me, but I'm no expert. Okay. So back to our action. So I was saying all that to say, if you're inspired in this moment and you know what you want to craft, like Leah last week was like, I have my idea of my daughter inspires me. So, you don't need to follow my prompt. My prompt is if you're like, I'm not really sure where to start. So if you're inspired, go for it. Like do your thing. Okay, so Mary Beth is having people do 2 to 3 minute live challenges. I think that's perfect, especially if you're just getting started. Keep it short and sweet for sure. Okay, so if you're inspired, go for it. If you want to hear a prompt for what we're going to create right now, and I like to do stories. I just think they're so fun. So when I say stories, I mean, I craft all my stories on my Instagram, and so on the home page, let's see if you can see that. So down here is the little like house icon that gets you to your home page. And then when you're on your home page, up in the top, when you're looking at it, top left, it says your story. So you click on that. No, wait, you don't click on that. You click on, oh yeah, you do click on it because I already have a story up, but I'm going to add to it. So then I'm going to go in that same top left, when you're looking at it, there's a little add plus sign next to your picture of your face. And that's how you add to your story. So the assignment for right now, our play shop, is we're going to create a vision board of our why. So your why is infinitely layered. And if it isn't, just keep fleshing it out. But you have your most closest to your life personal why. Like I need to tile my bathroom. Like it can be so basic, or like I need new tires on my car, or like it can be that simple to like, I'm developing a whole farm and I have this whole vision of like what all these, or the dream home. So just like and then, the vision of like a world where there's no fossil fuels and everybody's equal, and there's, people of all color in all the leadership positions, and children are safe and free and happy, and there's music and there's gatherings again and dancing, and people are healthy, and there's gardens whatever your vision of the world is. There's all the layers, right? So you get me, like we're talking like core practical, like I need to hire a babysitter. I need an extra, $100 to like hire someone for a few hours, like that basic to, the full global why. So I want to spend time with my family. I want to be out camping. I want to do this. I want to do that. So we're going to make a vision board of like what dream life you're calling in, whatever levels and layers you want. And you're going to go to the internet and you're going to find pictures. Maybe you've always dreamed of doing aerial silks. Okay, that's me. I've always dreamed of doing aerial silks. So I did this. This is something I did once where I just literally created like a vision board on my stories. And I took all these pictures from the internet, and I had this picture of this woman like doing aerial silks in a tree. And I had someone on a stand-up paddleboard on this beautiful bay. And, you know, like and I said, like, this is the world this is the life I'm committed to creating for myself. So you can put captions on your stories like that. If you're brand new to stories, just go ahead and Google, like, how do I make an Instagram story? You can do it through Facebook too. I just like Instagram better, and then it automatically goes to Facebook. Yeah, the replay from the action party it was posted in the thread, so you can just scroll up for it. Or all my replays are always on my YouTube, Christina Mon. Easy to find. Okay. Any questions about that? Is that, drop a 10 if you're like, okay, I got it. Like, I'm clear about that assignment. Who's pumped? I'm excited. I like, we could do this. You could do this every single day, and you wouldn't run out of images and ideas because our why is so multi-layered. And you can take stories. I mean, you can take pictures from your own life too, you know, and be like, more of this. Like, it doesn't just have to be from the internet, but often we're painting a picture of a life that we're not in yet. So, and we're not painting it to say I'm here. We're authentically saying I'm creating this. How many slides? I mean, 5 to 10. I don't know anything about Instagram on the computer, honestly. I don't even know if you can do Instagram on a computer. You probably can, but I don't know about that. Where do I get all my magical artistic slides? I Google the words visionary art, and then whatever keyword I want. Visionary art couple, visionary art healing, visionary art family, visionary art water. And I always get the epic art from that visionary art. And I try to remember to, they're often on Pinterest and they don't always have the artist name, but sometimes if they do, then I'll go to Instagram and try to find that artist there so I can actually tag them. I always try to give credit to the artist, but sometimes I forget and I screenshot it and I'm like, I forgot where that came from. Unsplash is a great app for beautiful free photos too, says Alexis. And then Canva is an app where you can really get professional with your flyers and squares and text and stuff. I have not even gotten into Canva. I've heard it's a little hard to use, and I'm good with the material I'm working on. But yes, all these youngsters, they love their Canva. I'll get there maybe. Okay, cool. So I just want to say, as we're working, just like have fun with this. And anybody who has any leaders or anybody else who wants to like either chime in here and add ideas or put ideas in the chat of, you know, words you can say like, this is the life I'm committed to creating. I think that's a powerful statement. You know, I've always dreamt of blah, blah, blah. And I'm so excited that I'm seeing this happen for myself in the not too distant future. You know, do you guys get the idea? Like, we're painting this picture of, yeah, we're not there yet, but we're sure it's happening. Why? Because we've had this vehicle. You can get literal with that and say it at some point or not. That's up to you. I think it can be fun to just do this exercise of maybe being more subtle and creating more curiosity and being in the mystery more. But up to you. And anybody who wants to like drop comments in the chat too of like, oh my God, I just like realized this whole new layer of my why, or I'm so excited I found this photo, you know, whatever. And, you know, quick story for those of you who haven't heard it. I did this maybe a year ago, maybe, I don't even know when. I did a thing like this, and I, you know, did the stand-up paddleboard, and then like I found it when I went to go do a highlight, and I was like, oh my God, like I made it happen. I got my stand-up paddleboard and I'm using it. So it's also a really powerful way to manifest, is to have these visions in front of us. So issues with using other people's pictures. I mean, if you know the person, I would get permission. If it's on the internet, it's kind of already out there. I don't know exactly what like if I just found some random stand-up paddleboarder. No, I mean, it's on the internet. That's how I feel. If they would be stoked to be tagged, tag them, you know, or the vision. Yeah, no, I tag people. Artists they want their stuff featured and given credit to. Yeah. Whenever I do that on Instagram and tag them, they always, you know, and it's a great way to find prospects. You know, the last one I found, I was like, ooh, this person doesn't have any any Purium friends, and she's awesome. Yeah, like it's a great way to find people that you vibe with. I just want to say too, anybody who's actually posting stories, if you want to tag me, you can tag people in a way that you can't even see. If you don't want people to see a tag, but it means that like I'll see it and then I can go and, check them out. That would be fun. If not, no worries. And then also, then when you tag people, then they can also share it to their stories, and it can be like rippled out more too, which is also super fun. Okay, hopefully I'm not interrupting anybody's flow. If so, you can pop off and keep working. But I just wanted to see if anybody had any shares, like any kind of like new realization of your why, or a new way that you realized you can share it, or just something you got excited about sharing. I just want to open it up to see if anybody, wants to share like what your process was. And obviously we're going to get to see what people created. We'll have a little show and tell by going on each other's Instagrams and checking it out. But anybody want to share what happened for you in your process? It's okay if you don't.
I can share, but it's not the most inspiring share. It's more like getting stuck share. So maybe we can hold that off for another time.
Sounds good. Anybody have any, I got excited. I found new stuff.
It's mostly like in finding pictures that I get really stuck, because that's like the main thing for me. Like I have ideas, and then the finding pictures that go with it creates this. It's been more difficult for me to like just find a flow with like, yes, that's the picture. Yes, that's the picture. That's why I'm like, how do you do that in 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah. I love that. That's like the easy part for me.
Awesome.
I'll share. I got excited because I often will talk about like if money, and again, the prompt is always, if money were no object, what life would you create? And I often talk about having an electric airplane. I'm like, I'm going to have a private jet that runs on clean fuel, because why not? I mean, the technology is there, and I don't want to go through airports, and I want to travel still. Because I hear people who are like, oh, I don't want to travel anymore because jet fuel. Don't stop there. Keep dreaming, folks. So I've talked about that a lot. This is the first time I went, and I was like, I'm going to find some images for my clean energy. I just talk about it. I've never actually done the research, and there's totally pictures out there, and they look dope. So I'm excited to put that in my stories. That's my big breakthrough. So that's the idea, is just like dream, get an image in your mind, and then guaranteed it's out there. It's out there in the internet. You'll find it. So give me an example, Leia, of a picture you're trying to find.
Well, I love what you just said. That actually just super inspired me, because travel is.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm looking up electric airplanes. It's like more like, I think like when I'm really drawn to the like mystical images, because it's like, how many pictures do I put of me and my family?
Exactly.
But there's just like, I wasn't really finding when I looked up the visionary art, or even the other one, something that felt like that was showing like the permaculture farm, or the, intentional community. Like, so I'm still like, I'm just trying to find something that represents it. And I could just go outside and take a picture of, the permaculture garden in the community where I'm already living. but there's a bigger vision. So it's just, I just wasn't finding like those images. So I'm like, okay, how else do I represent it? And it gets a little too mental for me. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where I get stuck, because I really like to be in my body, and I'm just like, when I go into my head so much, I feel more stuck.
The embodiment of Instagram. That's going to be my new course.
Totally.
We'll just have to start with a dance party. Yeah. I mean, that's part of your process, part of your creative process. I have another call in a minute, so I'm going to wrap this up, but just have fun with it, you guys. Did anybody have fun today? I love this stuff. I just have fun creating this art for the world, and all the more reason, if it's that hard to find, and I'm with you. I've totally done the search for the permaculture, for the permaculture dream, and they're not out there, not enough. I mean, they're few and far between. All the more reason that we need to create these. What the heck? That could be a whole post right there. So Yeah, keep dreaming, folks. I got excited. I found all these pictures. Well, you'll see my story. I didn't finish it, but I will. Cool. Canva has dope images for permaculture. Great. Thanks for tuning us in, Morgan. All right, feel free to keep working, and excited to see what you all create. Aloha.
Thanks, Christina.